Hello everyone, and I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but like I said in the past, we've been working on the pop room to get it set up and to show off to you guys and to show off for our family and friends and just to have. Like I said, we bought a house in March, and part of the purpose of buying a house was to have a nice pop room, and so that's what we made this room into. Now the room that we're currently in, this is going to be the pop room, and there is some work to go on it. The lighting in here isn't very good. There's actually only one lighting source, and it's just a regular bulb. So going forward, that needs some work. And then there's just, we want to make it aesthetics and then put stuff up on the walls and all that stuff. But for, the first video, I just wanted to show you how the pops are set up, the shelving units that we got, where they came from, and to reveal some secrets about Magna Konig, myself, and the wife in our collection, and, what all we have and so forth. So that's what this video is going to be about, is to finally reveal the pop room and its first stage. And then, going forward, we'll show all the cool stuff that we're going to do to it and add to it, all the pops that we're going to add to it. And like I said, it's been a while, so I do apologize about that. But there's a ton of backlog pops from, pop hunts, whatnot auctions, Macari. I bought a couple off Macari. So there is a lot of pop content coming, along with other collectibles. We got some fig pins coming up. Got all kinds of cool stuff still. A lot of still hot cash stuff that we bought that still hasn't been filmed. Because the room that actually was the pop room was kind of dismantled coming into this room. Old pop room is still going to be kind of like slash collectible slash office room. Also the studio, I think. As of right now, the lighting is still better in there. And the echo and stuff like that is still going to be better in there. So for the time being, that's going to be like a collectible office slash studio room going forward. And I know some of you think that I forgot, but I have not. So I'm going to go say it now, like the good old intro. I hope you're having a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening out there in the world. And these day and times, we definitely do need it. So much love to all my family and friends and my YouTube people. So let's go ahead and get to the collection and show off this room that we worked so hard getting. So as you come down the stairs, this is going to be your first door into the actual pop room now. So let's go in here and take a look. So without further ado, here is the pop room and the shelf units and all this other stuff. And as you can see, there is two different types of shelving units in here. But for the main part, they're all these like wooden type. These are actually made out of 2x4 wood, and these are wood inlays as well. And they're really sturdy. And what's really nice is that they come out of the base, like they slide out right up here, and you can pull the shelf out and you can move them around. But they're all like I said, they're rock solid for them. So what's really nice is that they fit on the shelves pretty nice and neat. They come right. There's a little bit of back spacing, but we're going to go ahead and just start pushing them together and put them like right on here on the edge. And for the smaller ones, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yes, for the smaller ones, which are 4-foot shelves, which is what this is. This is a 4-foot shelf. And then, like this one right here is a 6-foot shelf. So you can fit 9 of them on the 6-foot shelf. And I do believe it's 14 for this one. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So yes. And the only thing is that there's a little bit of gap on some of them right here. But we're okay. But I think what I might start doing is just putting like maybe some fig pins that go along with some of the collections that are on the certain shelves to go with that. But I'm a big guy, as you guys have seen on video, but there's enough room for me and like another person to walk through these aisles together. And then like here is another door that leads to the other part of the basement and to like the studio that's over there. So there's 2 entrances to this. And like I was saying in the intro, there's only one source of lighting outside of my ring light right now, and that is that right there. So when that's just on, a lot of these are actually shadowed. Like these are just really kind of in light because I got the studio light going for the the videos. And there was different ways to think about it. Like we were going to make these shelves like line up this way and go that way, but instead we did it this way because square footage wise, I think we could actually fit a little bit more in here with the shelves that we have up now. And there is kind of a method to the madness, so I will go over that here in a second. Please don't mind this. Well, let's just talk about first secret reveal, I guess you can say, about myself. So I'm Magna Konig. Before I got into pops, I was into claw machines and stuffed animals. As an adult male, I don't know why I did it or what happened or what caused it. I think I was just at Walmart one day, started playing claw machines, started getting out, stuffed animals for 50 cents or whatever. And then at that point, I couldn't stop. I was spending maybe, I don't know, $80, $100 a week on just getting out cheap stuffed animals out of claw machines. And we have boxes and boxes. Now, some of the stuffed animals are actually pretty cool because they're licensed stuffed animals. If I ever open up those boxes or whatever, I will show you some of those days before my collecting. So, original collection was actually stuffed animals. I'm not proud to say that, but that is the secret reveal number 1 for the video. But going to the setup. So the first walls that we put up, or the first shelves I put up, were these 2 in front here. And then these are kind of like our older ones that we had some of the pops on and stuff that didn't set it very well. They're kind of cheaply made. But they work for inserts, you know, for the 10 inches. I'm not going to show off the whole collection. I'm just going to briefly go over how I set it up. Maybe it'll help some other people in the future. Or you can be like, put in the comments like, Magna, you're stupid. I don't like how you did that. So basically, this one is just Marvel. So any pops that said Marvel, I went ahead and put them together. They're not into like their sublines or anything like that. They're just labeled with Marvel. So that's how I started doing them. And once I put them in a sequence that I liked, I did do the number sequence at that point. So like this one, it's Marvel 143. So it's the Marvel line and it's the earliest number I had. And then we go to 195, 237 and on. And then once I ran out of Marvel ones, I started doing Avengers like this. And anything that was in the Avengers line, I did that way. And then the Captain Marvel down there, and then like Studio. So that's kind of how I did Marvel. But what goes with this comes over here to this wall, and this like starts the Marvel Zombies. So Marvel Zombies, and then the Marvel 80 Years ones, and that's kind of like a one-off Black Panther that I have, and the X-Men. So and then the Deadpool collection is going to start there, and then Star Wars and stuff is down here, which I'm going to run out of room. Like you'll see that I left spaces, and then you guys see all these spaces and stuff like that. That's kind of done on purpose because when we start adding stuff to the collection, I don't want to have to sit here and move every single pop again. And then, so obviously that is one of my lines I like to collect most. And then along with this wall right here, this shelf is another one that is something that's near and dear to me. Like my actual first pop ever is right here. It was Voltron, Shiro, Gorn, Dark, Hot Topic exclusive. Because I was a big fan of Voltron, still am. So these are obviously my Voltron ones that I love. That's why they're up here first. And then my hero set is actually becoming one of my favorites. And I actually have a lot more pops coming for that. So you'll see a lot of those coming in the future. And then I was a big fan of Venom. Like we got Venoms down here. And then the Scooby-Doos are down here. So that is kind of like, this is kind of like the favorite sets is why I did it up here. And then here's our 10 inches. This is one of the Pride and Joys. This is Up House. And then a few of these Deadpool ones are actually worth a little bit of money now. These were all the Black Friday ones. And then this is the SDCC one from this year, obviously, the Thing. And then on this shelf here is some NYCC pops, so that's kind of a spoiler alert. Here, I haven't shown these off. These are some of my Hikaris, the Voltron. I'm trying to finish that set. So this is going to be like for some mini sets. So this is like the complete set of Star Wars now. Where I think we're going to get some of the baseball bats. Like I said, that's one of the things that we're going to work on in the future is finishing up these walls. And I think we're going to get the baseball bats from like Hobby Lobby and stuff like that. And try to set up the full sets of these I got. As you guys know, I'm big into minis. So there's a full set there. We got the full set of Trolls. These are not complete full sets. These are just the master sets that I have going. And we have a ton more of mysteries. I can show those off to you guys here in a little bit. But moving on over to the other wall. So this is kind of like how I set this up was DC. And I started with Batman's first. So that's why they're here. And then Batgirl. Like I'm going to put... I think we should have Robin. He might be somewhere else. But... And here's my Joker collection. That's very small, but it's starting to get there. So that's kind of what is going on here with DC. And then Birds of Prey. And then Superman start here. And so forth. And there's obviously a little bit of room left over here. But I don't know if we're going to... Hopefully that's enough. I doubt it. But we shall see going forward. And then there's the big 18-inch Batman. And some other oversized pops. So this shelving unit here is going to be... Chase / Grail wall and with some of the commons maybe. What I would like to do is kind of like have this one set up like this one is the common and the chase, and then still have the common out in the sections that it belongs to out. So as I'm standing here in front of the chases that we do own, here's secret number 2 reveal. As a couple, as a collecting couple, me and the wife, we honestly really don't have that many per se grails. And that's kind of surprising. You know, we have close to 1,000 pops, and we don't really have anything that's really over $200. And there's a reason for that. So as I've stated, we've only been collecting for a little close over a year now. Like I've stated in the videos, it's been about a year and a half, but it's really just been about a year. And for the first year, what we did was we went out and bought retail pops that we liked. You know, she bought all the Trolls, she bought the Harry Potters that she found. I found, you know, the Marvel ones and, you know, the Batman ones, 80-year Batmans, like in the last year. So our collection kind of focused the first year on us going on hunts and just enjoying buying pops at retail. You know, we weren't really thinking long term that we were going to have a huge collection and stuff like that going forward, or the fact, you know, that our quote unquote what grails were, you know, I mean, I guess after the first month or so, we knew about grails. We just haven't purchased them because we were enjoying doing pop hunts in general. What we were doing was buying commons, buying store exclusives, you know, for retail during this first year. We were just enjoying like amassing the collection at that point, doing that. And now that we're about a year in and, you know, we got most of the stuff that comes out, or, you know, we're more into the collection market now, so we know what releases and when, and we go grab a couple. But overall, we don't need to go to like Barnes & Noble or GameStop or Hot Topic and buy 10 or 15 pops because we already have them now. You know, most of the coms that came out for the last year. So what the goal was to buy this house, get everything situated, and then I was going to start buying grails. So COVID happened. I had a really nice job. Paid really well. I worked a lot of hours, but it was worth it. You know, it enabled us to buy the things that we wanted. It enabled us to buy this house that we wanted, you know, and we do have very, very nice vehicles. I have my Camaro, which I have not done a video on. I know, I'm sorry. I need to do a video on that before it gets too cold, before I put it away for the winter. You know, I have a really nice car. We have a really nice house. And, you know, luckily all that stuff happened before COVID. And that was the point. We were saving up money to get those things that we wanted. And then once we got here, I was going to go ahead and just start buying, you know, grails over $100, $200, $300, $400, whatever I wanted, because at the time, you know, I could spend $300 on a pop during a week and not even, you know, think twice about it because of my great job that I had. Well, now unfortunately that COVID happened, I lost my position, lost my job totally, and now we're just kind of, we're not in flux. You know, I don't want to make this a pity party. Bills are getting paid, but I don't have the luxury of, you know, going ahead and going on Whatnot and just saying, I'm going to be the bidder on this pop. I will get it for whatever amount of money it goes for. If it's 200 PPG, which, you know, people are crazy about PPG, it doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's the baseline that everybody uses for everything. Mystery boxes, Whatnot even uses it in their, you know, listings. People buy what they want and they spend what they want. I understand that, but there's got to be a baseline. So, in these auctions, you know, a pop for $200 that's on PPG, I could have spent $400 on it and been fine with it because that's what I wanted for my collection. But unfortunately with COVID, that's not a possibility right now. That will change, get back on my feet, find another decent job, and we'll go from there. And hopefully some girls will start coming in then. I will say this though, grails are still starting to happen. There may not be like mega grails, but there are going to be some $100, $200, $300 grails coming in very, very shortly. It's just not going to be as often as I was planning on it whenever I started the channel or had the idea for the channel. You know, I was going to start doing crazy, you know, great videos every week. But that's not the case. So hopefully you guys stay with me. Stay with me going on hunts, looking for commons, because I'm still going to do that and everything else. But this Whatnot app, which I've talked about and, you know, showed some of the pops already before, I love it. You know, it's not every day you see vaulted pops come up for auction or Macari and eBay. The thing is with eBay and Macari is you got to watch out for fakes. Whatnot, you know, it's very community driven and you don't have to worry about fakes on there so much. Like I'm going to say like 95% of the time, or even 98, what you're bidding on is an actual legit pop. You know, the people that do it in the auctions are great. And I did finally put in an application myself to do one. We'll see what happens, how long it takes, but maybe I will do one here in the future. But with that said, like I was saying, there is going to be some mini grails coming to start adding to the collection. See, the bad thing about Whatnot is you see vaulted pops that are like $30, $40, $50 pops, and you want to buy them, you know, because they're vaulted. You're never going to see them again. They're not going to be remade. So when they're up, you got to get them. And, you know, those are kind of, you know, I say vault grails maybe is what we should call them, because I've been buying a lot of those. But I just need to, you know, leave the funds alone. Say these are for grails. Leave about $200 to $300 in, you know, maybe every twice a month or something to get a grail. So that was secret number 2, is that most of the collection that me and my wife own, that's close to 1,000 pops, we don't have very many grails. Or, quote unquote, you know, mega grails or even mini grails. We have Up House, we have Cora, Chase. There's a few other ones floating around that are worth some, you know, decent money. But the majority of our collection is commons and then exclusives that were like, we have a ton of pops that are between $20 and $50. Like, that is to say is the bread and butter of our collection is, you know, pops that are worth $20 to $50. So that's not bad either. But like I said, going forward, I am going to start showing off grails and start getting some more stuff going on. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around here and then finish off the pop room and hopefully, you know, edit this video to where it's not like a 40-minute video. Because I know once I get started talking, I'm just crazy, guys. I apologize. So that was, like I said, secret number 1 was before pops, Magna Konig collected stuffed animals from claw machines. It wasn't stuffed animals in general. It was items I could get from claw machines. And then secret number 2 is for 1,000 pop collection to have like quote-unquote grails is kind of rare. But that's where we're at with this collection. But that's going to get better. All right, so next to my second Marvel shelf, as you come in, that's the door. So to the right is part of my quote-unquote wife's part of the collection. But I would say that we did the trolls together. Sorry for the lighting, guys. So this is the whole troll line, and I'll go through this hopefully in another video separate by itself. But that's what we wanted to start off with at the top shelf here, along with the 10 inches. And then, like, these are, like, we start here, like, after we finish off the trolls. Sorry about the lighting, guys. Working on it. We start the diamond collection that we have. We don't necessarily have a lot, but I bet we have more than some. So that's that. And then down here is, like, our small add icon section. I'm not really big into add icons. If it's something that I see, I'll get. And that's another thing about my collection that you guys will notice is that if there's not really a lot of rhyme and reason to a lot of the things that we get. It's just what I like that I buy. Like, I'm not super hardcore into a couple different lines. I mean, I am super hardcore into a couple different lines. But for the most part, that's it. So I am not a big, you know, line collector. I have to have every single one of these. But my wife is in terms of Harry Potter. So getting into hers. So this whole shelf right here that's filled is her Harry Potter collection that she has of right at the moment. Now, don't kill me now, guys. I know this is a fake. This is very early on. Learning mistake. That is a real Pop Pez, though. And that's what we need this to go with this. So here's her Harry Potter collection. I'm not going to take too much longer on that. She's got the big one. She's got a lot of the movie moments. She's got some of the 10 inches and stuff like that. And then outside of Pops, we do collect a lot of other things, and we are going to put those in the other room once we get that organized again. And I'll show you off like the things outside, which my Monopoly collection's in there. And my Monopoly collection's pretty huge, guys. I mean, I got over 100 Monopolies. So I'm excited to show that one of these days. So this goes along with her Harry Potter. It's the Fantastic Beasts line, and then Crimes Against Grindelwald. And then she does have some of these, and this poor guy's been knocked over, and we don't want to break the seal. Because for the most part, we do not take pops out of box. We're not out of box people. I don't even like taking a single pop out of them. I like just to keep them in box and forever like this. So here's the whole line of these. I love these. There's a funny story that goes along with this t-shirt bundle. The outsides of the room is kind of like what our main lines that we like. You know, so my first wall is Marvel, Voltron, my hero, and then there's more Marvel over there with the Deadpools, and some of the Star Wars. And then the far wall is the DC ones, and then the Chase and Grails, excuse me, the collection. So we started with animation, or I started with animation, and anything that had the animation tag is what is up here. So you'll see Daria here with Care Bears and Barato, excuse me. For his animation, I put it subbed alphabetically by the line. So Barato is first, Care Bears, Daria, Disenchantment, and then Dragon Ball, and then it continues. Anything that has an animation tag, and then it goes by title alphabetically. So I mean, they're pretty much like lumped together. So here's the Dragon Balls that I have, and these are even by sub. So yeah, here's all the Dragon Balls, and then the super ones. So that's how that is. And then up on this one, so instead of like continuing on like Dragon Ball here and continuing on long ways, I know that's what some people would have done, but I didn't like it, the fact that they were broke up here. So after this, I just went back down to there. So that's all animation. And then we started some basketball. I do got a couple Hardens there and some one Conan. But then this one right here is our Disney. So anything that I know of that was Disney. So I know this one doesn't say Disney here, but it does have it here, Disney Gargoyles. This is one of the ones that you know is like a $30 pop for us. But anything that was Disney oriented, I put it up here, and I do believe this is just by number. So it's not by alphabetical, this is just by number on this one, which I know is kind of different from that, but our Disney's kind of so broken up that we don't have really a lot of ones that are in line with the waves instead of just the series. So anything on this one is Disney related, and then it's number related after that. Oh, and he actually goes, let's put him back here. But and then these shelves, I do want to talk about, it's just so great, because if you are moving stuff around, you don't have to worry about two pops being on top of each other or anything like that. You just put your hand in here and slide it out. It is so easy. And then, like I said, this is pushed all the way back. So there's probably maybe a 1/4 inch left there. I wouldn't even say that. Well, yeah, it's probably a 1/4 inch. But, you know, if you just push them out and just kind of leave them on the edge there, it looks real nice. Give it a little thumb tap, and that's how it is. So, moving on to the next section in the middle of the room. This is Games and Games of Thrones. So I don't have very much Games of Thrones, so I just went ahead and just shoved them up here like this. And then the monikers with the sub, Pop Games, is where this starts. No rhyme or reason outside of the numbers. It's all number driven again. So those are our game ones. And then moving over to the next section is movies. And this doesn't have a number on it. This is another one that is, I mean, it's not a grail, but it has some value to it. So if it doesn't have a number, we just went ahead and put the 2-packs up first. So movies, 55 is the first one. And these are all just movie driven number by numbers. So, you know, I have a couple different Ghostbusters, but they're not actually in line with each other because the numbers are a little bit different. So, like this one, there is an It Pop here, and here's another one that's from, you know, later date. It's Pop movies, and I did them by number. So, sorry guys if that kills you, but that's how I decided to do it. I will hint at, here's our 3-pack of Killer Clown Commons. We are missing Slim for 2019 Fall Convention, but that might be on the way pretty soon. Just a little hint there to finish off that. And then next is television over here. So we did go alphabetically. So we went anime, Disney, games, movies, and now we're on television. So here's another one of our, I wouldn't say rare ones, but this one is only a 3,000 piece, and it is pretty nice and pretty minty. Like a lot of them that have these things folded over on them. This one's actually in pretty decent shape. The only thing I can say about this is that these are factory sealed, but the stickers have popped off, and that kind of makes me upset. So here's our movie section. I'm sorry, this is television. So, you know, we left some room. And then these are kind of our, like, one-off different type things, like Hot Topic Nerdette. I don't have very many 8-bits, so I just put those here. Don't have very many artist ones, or Asia ones, or book ones. So, oh, this was what I was talking about. So the Fraggle Rock one doesn't have this, but this one does. This got a little nick on it. They're pretty hard to do with those 2 3-packs, and, like, you know, like that's a 5-pack. So there's plenty of room to go left in here. And then on this, I have them now. So we got the vinyls up here. We don't have too many of these. We do have a couple more of those coming as well, I do believe. But I am getting into Pez, especially Pop Pez a lot. So I will kind of scroll through here really quick, just show them off a little bit. There's a couple rare ones in here, and there's actually, not necessarily a secret, but a little reveal for later on. I went to a store and they had some rare Pop Pez. And I went ahead and got them. They were at a decent price. So look forward to those in an upcoming video. So there is still a ton of pops moving into the room. There's tons of whatnot and everything else, like I said at the very beginning of the video, of pops that need to be unboxed and shown off to you guys so we can put them in the collection. I do believe there is 2 8-foot tables that have nothing from left to right on them except for collectibles. Some of them 2 pops high, but for the most part 16 feet of table coverage of just things I need to open up for videos. And like I said, we haven't done a lot of it because we're getting ready to go in this room. But no, please tell me your thoughts. Do you guys like this pop room? I mean, is it cool? Is it different? I mean, like I said, we spent 6 to 8 months trying to find shelves that are the same. So these shelves, me and the wife were fighting for months and months because she didn't want to do bookshelves, because she didn't want them to do 2 or 3. She wanted single layer. And I'm like, well, I don't know exactly how we're going to do that, except for doing the IKEA thing. And, and that could have got expensive. I mean, I forget what they were priced at. But let me tell you this. So the shelving units that we use for this room were $75. And we still have 2 or 3 that we haven't put out. The reason why they were so cheap is because they came from a Midwest Family Video. Family Video is like the last Midwest chain of like where you go rent DVDs and Blu-rays. With COVID hitting and everything else, I think their management team just decided they closed half the Family Videos, you know, in the whole chain. Closed half of them. And luckily, well, not luckily, but our town and the town close to us closed as well. And they had to liquidate their shelving units. And so my wife one day was like, do you think Pops would fit on there pretty well? I'm like, I do think so. So I took a Pop, took it in the store, set it down, and it was like a light bulb hit. And it turns out the 6-footers were only $5, and the 4-footers were, I think, were $3. Or $8. I think $8 for the 6-footers, and then $5 for the 4-footers, I think is what it was. I think we got like 12 of the 4-footers and 6 of the longer ones. But we couldn't believe it. For less than $100, we got every shelving unit we needed. And I did the math, and if you doubled up these shelves everywhere, it could hold 2,000 Pops if you do it the right way. So going in the future, we should never need another shelves. I'm happy with how they turned out, happy that they were already pre-made. I mean, they got some scuffs and dents and stuff for moving and, you know, of years of being used in family videos. But we absolutely love the fact that we were able to get them for a good price. And we love how they look with Pops. Like, we both are happy with it. So we love to show off this room to, like, family friends when they come over. So I'm going to hang by my friend here, Mr. Batman. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the room, about the shelving unit. Like, do you like the layout of it? I'd love to hear from you guys about it. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. But as always, I hope you're having a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening out there in the world. And go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, or share button as well. That'd be great. And once again, I'm Magna Konig, and thank you for watching the Magna Konig channel.